Hello, everyone. Hello, I'm really super excited to be live in this group today. Facebook's going through like some sort of overhaul with Facebook groups, so I'm learning the whole like how to post in live in these groups again. But that's okay. We are here. We'll make it happen. Ain't nobody stopping us, right? We're limitless. We are limitless. Anyway, I'm super excited. So if you guys have questions, I'm here. Actually, I should be able to see comments come through. Say hi if you're on. Would love to have conversations with you guys on these. Some questions have come up, like how do I know when these calls are? So if you go into the Limitless Facebook group, and then at the very top of the discussion part of the group, so like if you go into Limitless, you'll see there's a calendar posted at the very top of the groupie before like people's food logs and pictures and screenshots of their food tracking and all that jazz. But there's a calendar at the very, very top, and that tells you when we're doing these group roundtable discussions. It tells you the Zoom. Speaking of which, I do have my Zoom room open in case anybody did join, which, speaking of that, nobody's on here yet, but I have it up just in case you want to just get on here and chat on Zoom. I promise you guys we'll get this figured out. But nonetheless, I always follow that calendar. So yoga classes, the Reiki share events, other fun things that we do. I put, check-ins. What else? Meditations, things like that are all in that calendar. So if you're ever wondering when things are and what the Zoom meeting is, just check out that calendar. I'm getting ready. I have to post it here in the next, probably today or tomorrow, the May calendar. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We are a healthy community. That's why we do these group Zooms. So if you're on here, give yourself a pat on the back. You're part of a clan. You're part of something bigger than yourself, which is what reaching our goals is all about, is not just tracking food and, getting aware is super important, but there's a bigger reason that we're all getting healthy, right? Like it's not just self-serving. Although it is vain for a lot of people, especially like younger generations, myself included, like it's a very vain thing, but then it turns into like this amazing give back to those around you type of situation, which is really amazing. So we're a healthy tribe, we're a healthy community, and I am just really glad to be here. So today I want to get into, there's some questions recently about protein, so I think I'm going to talk about protein today. If you guys ever want to know more, there is a whole guide section in the guides of this Facebook group that you can go back and refer to. Just know that I'm here to work with you guys, not against you. So if you have any questions, concerns, I'm here to help you reach your goals. I don't want to make anybody feel like, it's my way or the highway. That's definitely not the approach that I'm trying to do, but I am here to educate and empower you guys. So let's talk about protein. Let's ask the question first, what is protein? So if you break down the word protein in Latin, it means of prime importance. So going further along yet, protein is incredibly important, and without it, our body composition and health greatly suffer. Proteins are an essential nutrient and can be broken down into 20 building blocks known as amino acids. Out of these 20 amino acids, 9 are considered to be essential to the body. The body cannot synthesize certain amino acids on its own, meaning it must be obtained from these animal and plant sources. The other 11 aminos can be synthesized by the body, making them non-essential. So I learned something from my functional medicine doctor that I want to share on this, is that those 11 amino acids that can be synthesized by the body are actually reusing cells that have like died, and our body like reuses them. How cool, right? Like, it's got its own recycling system going on. So it's important to get all of them, of course, from diet. So when we consider a protein source, one of the most popular methods is to classify the foods by its biological value. The biological value of a protein is based on its quantity of the essential amino acids. So a food with a high biological value, BV, also known as a complete protein, contains 9 essential amino acids. This is commonly seen in animal and dairy products. So this is just how they're broken down, guys. The complete proteins are things like eggs, chicken, poultry, turkey, of course, falls under that category, pheasant, duck. My poultry science degree reigning strong right now. Then we have milk is a complete protein, soybeans, beef, and quinoa is also a complete protein, which if we think back, complete proteins means that it contains all of these amino acids that are essential. So that means the body needs them from food, right? And then incomplete protein is things like cereal, legumes, and grains. So, you know, a lot of different marketing out there, you'll hear like, you know, certain protein supplements say like, this is incomplete proteins, complete proteins. Now you know the difference. So incomplete proteins means that it contains all 9, or excuse me, complete proteins contain all 9 of the essential amino acids that you need from diet. Incomplete proteins have protein, however, it doesn't have every single type of amino acid. It's important to consider it when, if somebody that does protein powder, some people really like the plant-based, and some people are like, I'm all about that whey or eggs. So it's just important to realize that when you're using protein supplements, or if you do use them. The role of protein. When we do consume enough amounts of high quality and complete proteins, it has a whole host of benefits. So proteins provide building materials. They are called amino acids for growth and repair of body tissues. So think of body tissues, right? Like our eyeballs, our hair, not really, I mean, maybe hair is kind of a goofy example. Skin, our body tissues, right? Think about too, your heart, man, your lungs, your stomach, those digestive organs themselves, your reproductive organs, our eyes, our brain is a body tissue, right? Proteins from vital parts of most body structures such as skin, nails, hair, membranes, muscles, teeth, bones, organs, ligaments, and tendons. So if anybody is experiencing, and when I was pregnant, it was hard for me to get plenty of protein, and that's when my back aches and pains started coming in so bad. Other factors there too, of course, being pregnant, but not eating enough protein, I was super aware. I was like, wow, I'm not getting enough. Look at how my back is failing me. Like, it's very correlative. I could see it, right? So that's why I'm telling you guys, like, if you can keep tracking to like learn more, it's so amazing what you're going to become aware of, especially, you know, as you guys go throughout life. I mean, you're going to be able to take what you learn here, have it forever, be able to pass it on to your friends, your family, your dearest loved ones, your kids, if they so choose. But, you know, you're really embodying knowledge and wisdom, which is super valuable, right? Proteins facilitate numerous chemical reactions in the body. All enzymes are protein. Ooh, that's a good one. So this might sound a little bit like science-y. Proteins facilitate numerous chemical reactions in the body. All enzymes are protein. So we talk a lot about digestive enzymes, especially as our first habit that a lot of us are setting after, of course, the main one, which is tracking. And then we, develop further from there. But that first one we get into after the habit of tracking is our gut and digestive health, which has all kinds of things to do with chemical messengers and chemical reactions. So even your saliva is a chemical reaction helping to break down the food. It's literally a chemical reaction. Chewing is a physical manipulation of the foodstuffs, or the bolus, as we like to call it in the fancy science world. But this mouth saliva is literally already starting to break down carbs in the mouth. Protein, however, protein foods, anything with protein in it, whether it's lean protein, nuts, seeds, berries that have like minute amounts of protein in it, it needs that chemical reaction to occur to break it down when it gets in the stomach. Protease is the big chemical enzyme that we need in our stomach, right? Because when we swallow, it goes down esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and out. Basically, to break it down in a simple way. Top-down process. I talk about that a lot. So all enzymes are protein. So we talk about taking a supplementive enzyme, but your body makes its own. It makes its own from protein. Some proteins act as a chemical messenger regulating body processes. Not all hormones are proteins. Some proteins act as chemical messengers. So that's where we have these hormones that regulate body processes. So it helps with the endocrine system, your thyroid, adrenals, etc. But not all hormones are protein. It's good to know. And then protein assists the body in maintaining its resistance to disease by acting against foreign disease-causing substances. Ooh, love it. So, and said in another way, heard this from my coach and from my functional medicine doctors, that protein is anti-inflammatory in nature. So if the body is like inflamed from something, stress, a foreign disease-causing substance, like maybe a virus or a bacteria, the protein assists the body in maintaining its resistance to disease by acting against foreign disease-causing substances. Protein helps regulate the quantity of fluids in body compartments. Again, anti-inflammatory. If you look at transformation photos of me, you can just see my face, the neck, like different areas, where it's like the body fluid, just retention of body fluid. Like I said, it's anti-inflammatory. Protein acts as a buffer to maintain the normal acid and base concentration in body fluids. That's cool. There's like some different things that are said about like pH water, like the alkaline water, and there's some confusion about that. But of course we want our body to be at the right pH in the right place. Like, we want our blood to be at the right pH. That definitely matters and affects things. Also too, going back into stomach acid, right? If our stomach acid is acid, then it needs to be acid. I went in and got tested once for my stomach acid levels, and they were extremely alkaline. And it was before I was introducing a plentiful abundance of protein on the regular, or at least what seemed to be enough. Everybody's different. So you want that acidic stomach acid, right? And you want your blood to be at the right pH. You want your saliva to be at the right pH. Everything, or the little water in our eyes, like all that stuff matters. It also matters for your skin. If our skin has the wrong pH, different yeasts and things can start to grow. And also too, there is bacteria on our skin that prefer a certain pH for our health. And then there's also bacteria that, can introduce problems too on our skin even. Proteins move the required nutrients and other substances into and out of cells and around the body. It's important, right? Like our mitochondria, our energy exchange and how we produce ATP energy. Like if you get into the science of all that, if you had a biochemistry class or 3 when you're in college, hello, that's me. But anyway, ATP, like your mitochondria is really, really affected by protein. Protein can be used to provide calories. Fair enough, right? Makes sense. Pretty easy. So 4 calories for every gram of protein. So if we have 1 gram of chicken, which is pure lean protein, chicken breast, it has 4 calories. It's a little itty bitty amount of chicken, but to help meet the body's energy needs. So of course we need calories to meet our body's energy needs. So how much protein do we need? There is still debate on how much protein we need daily, but there appears to be a general agreement that active individuals need a higher intake than sedentary. Very true, very true. I work with people that are extremely, extremely active right now. Like some of you guys, man, you guys are doing thousands, like 15,000 steps a day. Like my husband too. He's just always moving, always walking with his work. And then a lot of you guys are just physically active in physically demanding jobs like farm work. Some of you guys are doing, factory work. So consider that type of high energy demand requires more protein. The average intake, so this is for a healthy person of a healthy weight who is mainly sedentary and is not seeking changes in body composition. So if you're not seeking, this is basically what you could say is like maintenance phase. You hear like people talking about maintenance phase. Well, this would be for that mainly sedentary, not seeking any kind of body change. I'm right there right now. Like I'm a busy mom. I don't have a ton of time to just like barrel through a bunch of workouts like when I was a younger whippersnapper. My goal is to have energy, to sleep well, to have good focus and concentration, manage a business. Like I'm not trying to build some massive amounts of muscle right now, and I'm content with how my physique is. So then an intake of 0.4 to 0.6 grams of protein per pound of body weight is sufficient. So I was watching back on one of the videos I did when I was pregnant, and I was like trying to do the math. I was like, say you weigh 100 pounds and you're intaking 0.4 grams of protein per pound of body weight. How many grams is that? So if you're 100 pounds, that's 40 grams. So if you're 200 pounds, that's 80 grams of protein for somebody in that situation, up to 0.6 grams. So if you're 100 pounds, that's 60 grams of protein. If you're 200 pounds, that's 120. So that is that. And then if you're losing body fat, raise your hand in the comments. If you're somebody that's wanting to lose body fat, let me know. It's important, right? It's important. It's going to affect what your habits are, right? As far as nutritional habits. Having a high protein intake during a caloric deficit is also important, as it is very anabolic, meaning you're more likely to preserve the lean muscle tissue in the process. So, said in my words, is if you get enough protein when you are trying to lose body fat, you are more likely to keep the muscle that you have. You guys probably have seen like these Instagram models, or if you're, somewhere you see those really tone people that are just also very strong. They're taking in a lot of protein. It's just the way the body is, right? And then some of you guys are trying to build muscle. Raise your hand if that's you. Say, hi, I want to build muscle. That's me. I want to be strong. I want to build muscle. I want to have mass and be strong. The studies that look at muscle mass and protein intake tend to vary from 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So it's safe to say a balanced approach would be most beneficial. So around 1 gram per pound of body weight is highly effective. So that would be, so say you weigh 150 pounds, you're going to be consuming 150 grams of protein to meet muscle mass building goals. Okay? And then, elderly. Raise your hand if you're elderly. No, just kidding. we love wise people. I actually, when I was part of a network marketing company a few years ago called Isogenics, one of their main battleship products, or one of their products they were most well known for, was their IsaPro, which was a meal protein replacement shake that had high protein. And they really pushed that in the elderly population, because research shows on a daily intake for elderly is 0.45 to 0.6 grams per pound of body weight. Finally, those recovering from injury may also benefit from a higher protein diet. Yeah, because of course, if you're injured, like we talked about before, ligaments, tissues, muscle repairs, things like that. Like, say you're in a car accident, you injured some muscles, oh my gosh. I've seen people a bit very bad car accidents. Their body is literally trying to heal. Those scabs, the healing process. I mean, that's not going to happen without protein. Because one of my favorite analogies about macronutrition, you might have heard me say this before, but I'm going to go right in. I'm going to go all the way there right now, is macronutrients are like life. So they're like life because they're like a construction site. So if we are, let's say we're building a brand new, what do you guys like in this group right now? We're building a brand new wellness bar. It's a salon. It's got wellness. It's got Reiki. It's got all the healing things you'd ever need. The structure going up. We're so excited. Okay. So we have this construction crew come in. They're going to build us this nice salon, spa. It's going to be so amazing. So we have 3 different types of components here. So we have one, our workers, the people building the job. The construction worker with his hard hat on, his vest. He's putting up the walls. He's putting the floors down. Foundation, all that jazz. And then we have a fuel supply of energy. So we have gas-powered trucks and bulldozers and, maybe a crane. I'm kind of not really versed in all of this, but maybe it's a big salon. We need a crane. So, there's gas to power these trucks and things. Also, like electricity to run grinders, cutters, drills, etc. Right? Are you with me? There's the energy that it takes to run the equipment, and then there's the workers building the building. And then finally we have the raw material that it takes, the carpet, the wood frame, the door, the glass, the insulation, concrete itself. So that's like your macros. The macros of protein is the building blocks of this site. The carpet, the walls, the wood, the windows, the doors, that's protein. The workers are like fat, fuel supply. They're building this structure. Carbohydrates are the electricity, the gas, the battery powered equipment. You get me? So protein, fat, carbs. Protein is the raw materials, fat is the workers, and then carbs are like the energy source, the energy sources. So if you're elderly, if you're injured, you're going to need a little more protein, this is saying, than somebody who's living a sedentary life, or just, like me over here, just being a mom. All right, so the dangers of high protein diet. Many people will try to tell you that a high protein diet is bad for us and that it is linked to cardiovascular disease, dehydration, calcium loss, and liver damage, along with damaged kidney function. The question that must be asked is, show us the research. Here's what you need to know. There's no link to protein causing an increased risk of coronary heart disease. There's no link to protein causing liver or kidney damage in healthy subjects. Recent studies show a positive relationship between protein intake and bone health. I love it. Good stuff. So let's look at protein sources. So 1 edible gram of protein per 100 grams in weight. So we have bluefin tuna, which is 29 grams of edible protein per 100 grams of bluefin tuna. And then we have chicken, dark meat is 28 grams per 100 grams in weight. White turkey is also 28 grams. Cooked salmon, 25 grams. Cooked lamb. Notice how it says cooked. It does change. If you guys are cooking versus like not not that you guys are eating raw meat, maybe tuna if it's like sushi or something, but like the chemical composition of food changes after you cook it, so you need to keep that in mind, especially fat's the one that's going to change a lot. So if you say you're making some hamburgers, you make 4 patties out of your pound of hamburger and you weigh them and you're putting it in your tracker as let's say maybe 4 grams of uncooked. Well, then you cook it and you're losing maybe even up to 1 gram. You might want to keep an eye on that. So you tracked 4 grams, but you actually only ate 3 grams, right? Anyway, duck is 23 grams. Pork, 21 grams. Chicken, white meat, so like breast meat, 16. Plant and dairy protein sources, so 1 edible protein gram per 100 grams in weight. So pumpkin seeds are 32, and we just go down from here. Peanut butter, cheddar cheese, peanuts, almonds, tofu, 17, fried eggs, 15, cottage cheese, 12, lentils, 9, lima beans, 7. Okay, so I hope that has helped you guys out here. If you want the notes from this call today, I'd be happy to get those to you. You can always just check them out. They're in the guide section of Limitless underneath the protein. It's a protein guide. So there you go. There's information on protein. Hope this helped. If you have any questions, I'm here to chat, here to help you, here to get you rocking and rolling to those goals and build some habits that are sustainable, right? You want to create sustainable goals, sustainable habits, not habits that are too much, too fast and overwhelming. That's not what we want to do. We want to be simple and easy and sustainable. It's going to be helpful for the rest of your life. So with that, bye.